Right, so Black Mirror, I've watched all 6. Drew has watched the first 3.
Yeah.
Just a brief overview. Episode 1 is called Common
People.
People with Rashida Jones and Chris O'Dowd. And the second episode is Bete Noir,
Yeah.
with actors I don't really know, to
But
be
we're
honest.
brilliant. But we're fucking
Oh,
brilliant. The actors
but
in episode 2 were amazing.
But that's the good thing about Black Mirror. It discovers and it has unique. It's got some big names in there. It's got some
Yeah.
small names. It's got TV. It's got Hollywood. It's
Yeah.
got a mixture.
Yeah.
And episode 3, Hotel Reverie, with Emma
My God.
Corrin and Issei Rae and Aquafina.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Those 3 episodes could not be further apart from each other if they tried.
Yeah.
I think
It reminded
Hotel
me of-
Reverie is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that reminded me a little bit of Inception for some reason. You know, when he's like, wake me up, like they're trapped in limbo, and then all the crazy shit that happens, like.
Rage Whale.
Welcome back to episode 96. Today, Kev and Drew discuss a few different subjects. We start with the stunts being finally recognised at the Oscars for awards. We also look into dark Netflix documentaries, some classic movies, the Minecraft phenomenon, and the mighty Black Mirror, which we highly recommend you watching on Netflix now. Thanks for joining us back. Today it's just us. It's just us. We haven't had one of these episodes in a while. And I know from literal feedback from listeners that they're enjoying the guests as usual, enjoying the deep dives and the spoiler reviews, but some of them actually miss us just chatting shit, which I didn't think that was a real thing. I thought that was the rubbish ones, but
Well, that's
but
nice. That's nice.
yeah, apparently people just like us chatting shit, which is cool. I'm here with Drew. James is joining us in the next 5 minutes, so he says anyway, but he'll pop in randomly, interrupt a conversation with something inappropriate, I wholly expect. We are recording 2 this evening, and me and Drew were just chatting. Our next guest, who, if I post these episodes in the correct order, will be joining us next week. And it's a gentleman called Simeon, and he has a podcast called The Meaning of Men. And yeah, we're really looking forward to interviewing him, chatting to him, maybe mention some movies, but we're going to go more deep into his side of the world, which I think will be interesting. And Drew's already been a guest on his podcast.
Yeah.
Which by this time this is out, will already be released.
It's quite mind-blowing, all of this kind of...
Yeah, the time jumpy things.
Like we've kind of got the multiverse, but of podcasts.
So yeah, guys, go and have a listen to the Meaning of Men podcast with Simeon. Drew is a guest and will have been a guest a couple of weeks ago. So just scroll down. I don't think it does tons of episodes. It's like spread out neatly, isn't it? Like once every week or every other week. So yeah, you should be able to find Drew, and it might be under Tales of the Nook as well. So, how have you been, Drew?
Yeah, man. I've been rather good. Yeah.
Rather good.
Rather good. Been going for lots of lovely walks to my wonderful wife. Having kind of nice meals and breakfasts and things. Just relishing in our days off, as it were. And
nice. It's been nice weather last week until last 2 days.
Well, but the hilarious thing was today, because when we went for a lovely walk, the skies opened up, so we just kind of all like ran under a bus shelter. So I've got footage of it. Actually, I'll be able to share it with you. It's very entertaining.
I was going to say that sounds exciting, but I'm sure you made it entertaining.
There's us with our sunglasses, and then all of a sudden, it was biblical. Like the rain just fully came down, and it was funny because normally it says 20% chance. You're like, it's 20%. Normally, when it's like 85% chance of rain, you're like, okay, guys, this is going to happen. But 20%, I thought, but it happened. It was like saying this 20 is like 100% happening.
But do you find the same thing? Like I find when I see those percentages on the weather report on your phone, your brain thinks the wrong thing. Like when it says 95% rain, it doesn't mean that 95% of the day will be rain. Like I looked yesterday and today was 95% rain. Hasn't rained once, but it's due to rain at like 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
So it just means it's a guarantee it's going to rain, but it doesn't tell you when.
Yeah. At some point.
So 20% rain is like drizzle. It could be drizzle all day.
Yeah.
So yeah, difficult to kind of work it out.
I guess there's all these kind of cool rain apps and stuff now with all these different colors, and it was weird because like seeing those rain apps reminded me a little bit of Twister. You know, when they've got all the different color sections for the different kind of twisters on tornadoes. Obviously, we're just talking about rain and getting a bit wet, but yeah, kind of purples, yellows, blues, or wherever we are.
I can hear your cat. She's very loud.
So Dexter's having to have a little cone on his head.
Oh, poor thing. What happened?
Yeah, well, he's got a little thing on his foot that he keeps licking, and we're trying to heal it. But he just likes to chew on he likes to gnaw on his own foot for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's all good. He's all good. He's a very vocal dude. And we love his vocalization. He's a sweet dude. Likes to announce himself.
How old is he?
I think he's 12.
Right, okay. Similar age to my cat, and she's got louder with age.
Yeah.
And I think it might be that she seems fine. She's not 100%, because I know she's got some issues just because she's older. But I get panicky that she's going a bit blind or a bit deaf, and she has to scream louder to go, where is everyone? And then as soon as you meow back, like she's on the stairs and you meow, yeah, I'll meow in this room while she's downstairs, go meow, meow, meow. And I'll just go meow, and she go, right?
Oh.
Like I recognized, and then she'll run upstairs and come meow right at me, and then she'll relax. So I think it is them trying to figure out where you are, or...
Well, no, because sometimes they're right underneath us and we're above them with the food, and he's like, meh. So I think it's more like, I can't wait for this, or he'll be sat on my head and he'll know exactly where I am. I'm under his ass. So yeah, he knows. He knows.
Lovely stuff. Well,
as soon as he's got the little cone on, yeah, he goes into silent mode. It's really sad because it's weird because it does kind of affect their mood and stuff. Because you can imagine, like, if if you fell and damaged your neck and you're in one of those neck braces, like, you're not the happiest dude. You're like, well, I've been better in life. Do you know what I mean? So it's
not ideal.
It's a tricky one.
I think James has just messaged he might be a bit stuck, so he might join us for the next one. So
okay, yeah, cool. No worries.
Just us, which is a shame because I was going to bring up. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, how have you been though? Because you're always very pleasant and asking how everyone else is. But how have you been, sir?
A lot's happened in the last 2 weeks since we last spoke.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'll tell you some stuff in private when I see you the following week. But
sure. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing bad, all positive, but not stuff I want to particularly share. But also, work is insane. It's so busy, which is a good thing, but it's like not on top of me, but it's just like 9 to 5 job and I'm finishing at 6:30 or 7 o'clock times. I mean, it's all kind of commission based, so it's positive. It helps pay,
nice.
But
yeah,
still a lot of work at the moment.
Like we're saying, man, it takes its toll, man. Do you know what I mean? Like as humans, we've only got a certain amount of energy, and you do feel like a battery that needs to be charged.
Yeah. Well, tonight, because of what we're doing, I stopped at 6 to eat something, and I thought I could jump on and do another 40 minutes of stuff quickly just so I'm ahead of myself tomorrow. But I was like, I need half an hour to listen to music and stare at a wall until we have to have a conversation. You just need a little...
No, I get that. I think it's also great that we've taken it down a few notches with Rage Whale. We're hoping that we're hopefully upping the content and the kind of production value, as it were, and bringing in really exciting guests and whatnot. But at the same time, it's not overloading the amount of work and stuff you had to do behind the scenes. The whole kind of swan thing. You are the legs underwater going mental. and James and I are just like the top part, just floating along. It's like you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was starting. I couldn't cope with that in the last couple of weeks with the amount of
Yeah,
work I've been
exactly. So
doing.
that's why I'm really glad we had that chat, and I'm really glad that we've made that transparent to any listeners. So
Yeah, well, you're not missing out. We're still doing weekly episodes. We just might do a couple where we've got a longer episode, so you get a beefier one every now and again. But I thought today we'd talk about recommendations and stuff that's on at the moment. I know this might come out a week or so later, but that's sometimes a good thing. But I was going to shame James is not here because I was going to ask him about what's the film called? He went to the cinema, guys. He went to the cinema.
Dun dun dun.
Should have had special effects in there.
Minecraft, wasn't it?
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
With his boy, but he went.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
He went to London, like where I did Taskmaster in Canada Water. There's a Minecraft experience place there. I'll share it on the socials. He sent you saw the photos he sent.
I saw, him and Reef, man. It was beautiful. Yeah. Fun, interactive.
It's like 3D. You get to play the game and you throw stuff at a wall and it actually
he had those cool
builds
little
blocks.
Light up cubes and stuff. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. But I was going to ask him about, the big thing in the news at the moment is that chicken jockey. I don't understand what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is that the adult version?
No, in the trailer for Minecraft, there's like a boxing ring, and it's Jason Momoa fighting a chicken, a duck, or something. And when he's about to fight it, a zombie blockman lands on top of the chicken and rides it, and that's called Chicken Jockey. And apparently, that's a big thing in the game that everyone gets excited about.
Yeah, who doesn't get excited about chicken jockeys?
And I saw today that Jack Black entered you get voiceovers in the cinema. Well, you know what I'm on about, don't you? But it was just like saying, this screening is not a chicken jockey screening. Please refrain from throwing popcorn. Like, it's him, but you assume it might be like one of those adverts. And then he just walks into the cinema with a microphone. Everyone goes mental.
Oh, I love things like that.
But they say that
he does. I saw a clip of him singing, kind of doing a little bit of Tenacious D kind of vibes in it.
Oh, in the film?
Yeah, man. Just saw like a cheeky little clip, and it looked really, really cool.
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying that. Jack Black and Jason Momoa were kind of born to play these roles, and they've made it really fun.
I'm sure it's fun. I just don't care about the film.
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's going to be a big deal for people that love the game. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of
it's a generation thing.
Yeah, but also there's a lot of kind of franchised game series that people got excited for. Unfortunately, the Resident Evil ones have always failed us because that's the one I've always been excited about a lot. But they are redoing Resident Evil again.
Yeah, it's just the same old shit, isn't it?
Well, hopefully it's not the same old shit. Hopefully it's better shit.
I mean, I'm sure you'll watch it, but it won't be one for the record books. It'll just be like that was right.
Yeah, or, I do like my zombies, to be fair. So.
Yeah, but there's better zombie films coming out.
Oh yeah.
28 years later, that's the one. But our cinema, like the cinemas, and people were getting really pissed off about this chicken jockey thing in Minecraft because it's when people throw the popcorn and make a mess, which is really disrespectful to the people that's got to clean up the mess after you at the cinema. But what Cineworld's done by me is they've banned it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're going to do that. Not sell popcorn to people. I don't know, but They've actually had chicken jockey screenings. That it's actually called chicken jockey.
Yeah, that's what I
You're
thought you meant.
allowed to do it.
That's why I got confused. Yeah. But maybe they've just got one massive clump of popcorn, so you can't throw loads of it. It's just like you just eat it like it's a toffee apple.
I don't know. I think it's just they will throw you out, and there'll be people watching. If people go crazy, then they'll stop the film or eject people, because they probably need a lot of time to clean it before the next screening.
Yeah.
So they're probably doing the chicken jockey one specifically in a room that doesn't have another film for a good length of time. So yeah, it's
Imagine
probably
it's
planned.
chicken jockeys, and then like 4 Henrys have to come in and suck up all the popcorn.
Yeah,
Like,
I still have, but Michael, my cousin, that's our regular. Well, he hasn't been on for a while, but our guest, he said I should go and see it because it's good fun. You know, and a lot of people are saying it's rubbish, but good rubbish.
yeah, the best kind of rubbish. Yeah,
Like Jumanji, nothing special, but it was fun.
it was fun. Yeah, it's still nowhere near as good as the one with Robin Williams and
No, but I didn't want to watch the new Jumanji because I thought, no, blasphemy.
Yeah,
but
it was blasphemy.
It still was good fun. It had good, The Rock aside, it still had good people in it.
It was blasphemy, but also a blast for me as well. Do you know what I mean?
Blast for you.
Blast for me.
And blast for you. Yeah. That's bad.
That's terrible. Dad jokes. But they're starting to become a thing, man. I'm actually very excited. There is a thing called the dad jokes thing. And it was Kevin Bacon is on the dad jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And they were saying that dad jokes is actually, it's a skill, man. If you can nail a dad joke, and I think the whole point is being deadpan. Like
accepting that you're an idiot while saying it.
Yeah, for sure. But the kind of wordplay gets really, really funny, man. I'll need to send you the link with Kevin. They've invited Kevin Bacon on to do it, and he sat in the deck chair with a beer with the guys that do the dad jokes, and then they're kind of just riffing with each other, and it's hilarious. It's brilliant. And
I know the one you mean. Yeah, where they're sat on like those fishing deck cherry things and that outside. Yeah.
That's one of my algorithms that comes up. That's so when I'm searching, like, dad jokes will come up. Either they know that I'm terrible at dad jokes through doing Rage Whale, or they know that I spend a lot of time listening to dad jokes.
Yeah. And
it's ironic not being a dad either. I just like dad jokes. So
I'd say that, all right, without, it's not really movie news because everyone should know this by now. But again, not everyone that listens to us is like hardcore cinephile, so it still might be news. Is that I think this is quite a big news thing. You'll know that they are my cat's going mental now. I need to go let her in. But they are now introducing stunts as an award at the Oscars.
Yes.
Amazing. So Fall Guy did its job.
Yeah.
That whole film was a pitch, basically.
100%.
And then all the marketing after and before was a pitch.
Yeah.
Incredible.
100%. A pitch and a kind of slight dig, I think.
But the annoying thing is,
does that mean
it says it's going to be there for the 100th Oscars? We just had the 97th, so it's still 3 years away, 2.5 years away.
Bullshit. But then also, like, does that mean some of the best martial arts, some of the best stunt films that have been and gone can then be entered in on the 100th?
No, I'm sure it will be whatever film's out that year. But I think for the first one, they should do like a special award. They should make a big thing, make it the theme of the Oscars 100. And because Tom Cruise needs an award, Jackie Chan needs an award.
Yeah.
And
Keanu Reeves did loads of stuff for John Wick and
yeah.
I don't know if he did his own stunts. Actually, he did his own stunts for Speed as well.
He did. Keanu Reeves did all his martial arts.
Yeah.
And he jumped. Yeah, but these sort of things. If Tom Cruise isn't releasing a movie that year, is he never getting anything for it?
Oh my God!
He deserves an Oscar for it.
Imagine this: the 100th Oscars, and it's actually Tom Cruise is actually hosting it.
That would be sick. He is the epitome of Hollywood.
Yeah, and he is the stunt maestro, right? Because everything he's ever done, he's doing his own stunts, and everyone. That's one of the biggest hooks to the Mission Impossible franchise, because you're like, what crazy shit is Tom going to get up to?
even speaking to Sadie about the film, we're at the cinema the other night. We went to see The Amateur with
Oh yeah, Rami
Rami
Malek.
Malek.
Yeah.
Really good, really enjoyed it. Bit slow in places, as in maybe drawn out a little bit, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But even when we were watching the trailers and the Mission Impossible one came out, the first scene, I went like that, gave her a dig. I'm like, look, watch. And she was like, and she just turned to me like, and I expected her to say something derogatory or, well, who gives a shit type thing. And she was
Yeah.
like, see, that is an experience. That's why I would come to the cinema, not for the stuff you try and bring me to.
That's awesome.
I take her to I ask
Yeah.
her to come to every film.
Yeah.
And she comes occasionally when she's got nothing better to do, and she's always like, could have seen that one at home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's weird when some slip through the net and you're like, I would have preferred to watch that on my own chair.
Yeah, Amateur would have been better at home. That would have been, didn't need to be in the cinema.
Yeah, because I heard a review that someone was saying, and it was quite sad, like, and I hope this isn't the case, but he was saying he felt like the film had been made so it can be streamed. It has this weird, almost like it could go straight to Netflix or like a Prime.
Well,
And
Amateur particularly.
yeah. And he was saying that it was enjoyable, but it felt very streamlined because he said even in the editing, it's
No,
very...
I think it was just that it was like, you know, Captain America, Red Hulk one.
Oh yeah, Brave New World. Yeah.
Like, yes, there was a couple of action scenes, but not many. It was more of a thriller, more of a political thriller.
Yeah.
And Amateur was that, just without the action bits.
Well, this is what they kind of said in their review, because I love watching reviews of people, reviewing films that we may talk about at some point. And he was saying the only thing that's a bit sad is the fact that supposedly, spoiler alert, briefly, he's after like 4 guys, and he says that in the trailer they show you 2 of the deaths, so that's pretty much half of the mission. So you're like,
yeah. Well, no, there's only 3 deaths, and they show 2 of them.
Yeah. So, and he just said he would
the 4th
rather...
guy doesn't die; he gets caught.
Okay. Well, they were saying they would have rather in those trailers, like if it's a very small amount of kind of like action, don't do the famous tropes of showing us the best bits in the flipping trailer.
That scene with the swimming pool. That was a good hook for the trailer, but
True.
It could have just shown him swimming away and the cracks happening. Didn't have to show exploding. Then we go, oh, I wonder if it collapsed or he got out in time. That would still be a good hook.
Like you're saying, or it would have been more intense when the guy's swimming and he says, "Do you know me?" or whatever, and it's like, "You killed my wife" or whatever, and you're like, and then it just jump cuts to something else. You're like, that's not going to go down well. Do you know what I mean? The guy's swimming and he's just there on the side of the swimming pool.
That explosion when he walks away and he goes, if you jump quick enough, you might avoid the blast, and he does that.
Yeah.
That was okay to show because there is a whole scene with a guy chatting about it prior to that.
Before that part.
Yeah, and it's a guy I know. So this is the guy that gets killed there. This is the actor. His name is Joseph Milson, and I've worked with him.
What?
I've photographed him and his wife and worked with him on a music video.
Nice, man.
Really random. And he's been in loads of he was in Moon Knight, Last Kingdom, he was in Casino Royale.
What?
He's in loads of these films, Doctor Who, all that sort of stuff. He's dotted around in loads of things.
Yeah, he's done a few series, yeah.
I worked with him. He's really funny, really goofy, and he came on, he's got a Russian accent. I was like, what?
That's awesome.
But yeah. Well, what was the point I was trying to say? What were we saying before? Oh yeah, the stunts and stuff, like,
oh yeah.
It should be this year because Mission Impossible never wins anything because it's an action film, a blockbuster, and blockbusters get overlooked because it's just fun, but it's not. It's so much to it.
That annoys me though, because when I watched The First Reckoning and I was thinking about how well it was shot, then you've got the choreography of the stunts, the special effects team, all the different things that go into it, the sound design, like how they build the tension and everything, and it's like, it's so well done to keep your attention, and the pacing as well, man. flip the editing to to the first
Dead
Reckoning.
Reckoning.
Yeah, the first Reckoning was crazy.
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning, sorry, not the first Reckoning. There's going to be 2 of them. Yeah, Dead Reckoning was, yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. And it was, yeah, I think pace is a huge part of the movie experience. And when they get it right, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
But that's, I mean, like with Jackie Chan, it's like Jackie Chan deserves a lifetime award, for the stuff that he does. He's the original Tom Cruise before Tom Cruise.
Yeah, 100%.
First guy that did all these stunts. There's people who's done their own stunts before, but Jackie Chan does dangerous shit.
Oh
dangerous stuff.
He's effed himself up a lot, and because you see a lot of the behind the scenes of like Rumble in the Bronx or like some of the other ones. Who Am I? Jackie Chan's Who Am I is amazing. Like some of the stunts doing that.
He's also because he's got the Karate Kid coming out this year, and Jesus, that every time I see a clip of it looks better and better. I'm more and more in, and I assumed it would be cheesy. I wasn't interested when it was announced.
Yeah.
After watching the Jackie Chan one the other week, the original, the 2010 Karate Kid, whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Jason Smith.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it, and I think this will be really good. Mixing the 2 worlds of the Kung Fu and the Karate, I think that will be great. But he's going to do some amazing stuff, and he won't be eligible for this bloody award.
That's what I mean. I feel like for the 100th Oscars, and people listening to let us know what you think. I feel like because it's such a big deal, like you were saying, I feel like they should be able to bring back so many of those movies, or like they do the memoriam for people that have sadly passed away.
Yeah.
It's almost a memoriam for all of the stunt films that can't get an award.
I know you mean. There should be like with what the Oscars. What was there? There's like a 20-minute segment of people dancing about Bond for no reason.
Yeah.
What the point was that? We need a 20-minute section of some explosions in the studio, like showing off some live stunts and clips of some of the best stuff through history.
Yeah,
from Charlie Chaplin all the way up to Tom Cruise.
That would be
and
genius.
Then notable mentions and an award for this year, and maybe an award, a couple of awards for all time. To start it off.
That'd be amazing. Would you remember when they did Circus du Soleil? And that was like in one of the Oscars, they had Circus du Soleil on stage.
I don't remember that.
It was amazing because obviously you got movie stars. Don't get me wrong, they're incredibly talented, but you could see the looks on all of these famous actors going, that is skill. Like people built like a pyramid, and a guy or a girl bouncing off a trampoline, doing like 8 spins and then landing on top of everyone, and everyone's like, oh, it's like you can't do that, and you can't fake that stuff. Like that is acrobats and athletics and just skill and craft on another level, and you could just see everyone was like,
it's been the sort of thing that's been overlooked for years and decades. But again, there's probably other things that's overlooked in these awards that after a while you go, yeah, award for bloody everything now, because there's so many of them. But they are important, I'd say.
But also, I think it was like, I think that's one of the reasons why I love The Fall Guy as well. When he says it's these guys' jobs that make actors look cooler than they did when we were kids. Before we realized there were probably stunt people, we think that's the protagonist doing all these cool stunts, especially in all the Bond stuff. Over the 50 years of Bond, all of the crazy stunts in that as well, where some people lost their lives doing some of those stunts in the James Bond franchise. But yeah, and then it's like they make us look really good, and some of the most exciting parts. So like, for example, when we said like Casino Royale, when Eva Green's character is oh God, what's her name now? Character name, I can't remember, but she's on the road tied up, and he flips the car because he doesn't want to like run her over.
Yeah,
and it does and you're like, I remember when I saw that in the trailer, I was like, ah, and they're like, yeah, we flipped it like however many times.
And when they do these stunts, like, are they going to break it down to categories for like car stunts for
Oh my God.
people jumping off things and abseiling,
Setting
like
themselves on fire.
Tom Cruise on the Burj Khalifa, on that sort of
Yeah.
stuff, that type of stuff. That's completely different skill to
Yeah.
flipping a car in The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Completely different skill to setting yourself on fire, and Jackie Chan doing martial arts.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
compared
falls. You know,
to
where people get like blown up through a window, like, and they fall, like in the John Wick. You know, when the guy dives through the window and then falls and then hits the truck, or it's
and
like,
another person I think really should be mentioned is Zoe Bell.
okay.
Zoe Bell, who is she was the stunt person for Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
Oh, wow.
And she
Okay.
was so good that Quentin Tarantino gave her an acting role in Death Proof.
That's what I thought, which is about stunt people, right? Yeah.
Where it's Kurt Russell as the stunt driver, the murderer, and she is the girl that is hanging on to the bonnet for a laugh when the girls are driving, and she's hanging on to the bonnet just like going, "Yeah, drive faster, this is fun." And then Kurt Russell comes to kind of murder them and crashes into them, and she's dangling onto the car. She is doing that herself because she is a stunt woman who is
Wow.
that's her first acting role.
Yeah.
But she's doing stunts in the acting role. And then she's the woman that she ends up being with Kurt Russell again in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's Kurt Russell's wife that's pissed off that
he
that
smashes the
Brad
car.
Pitt and
Once
Bruce
Upon a
Lee are
Time-
fighting.
Once
She's
Upon a
the
Time in
one that
Hollywood.
comes on and goes, "Why is this guy on my set?"
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell's like, "Oh, sorry, I'll get him off."
That's awesome.
That's
So
Zoe
cool.
Bell. She's like
Well,
does all the action.
Well, there you go. Like, that's a perfect example. Like, women stunts, like best women stunt people, and then best male stunt, best. I think there needs to be more than one category. You're right, because it would be very heartbreaking if there's just one thing. So best stunt film, because like you said, there's so many sub-genres to stunts. Because even I was just thinking about The Dark Knight, which is one of the most famous, when they managed to flip the flipping truck.
Yeah, that boing flip with that what that's like flips it completely.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because
Even though no humans were endangered or anything, there's set pieces of stunts where it's still a massive undertaking to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I just had a quick glance through Zoe Bell because I find her really interesting. She was a stunt double for Xena Warrior Princess back in the 90s.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Kill Bill, Catwoman, for Alias, for Planet Terror, Death Proof as mentioned, stunt double in 27 dresses.
What?
Well, they need a stunt double for that I have no idea.
Maybe falling down the stairs, because that's the thing you forget. People falling
comedies.
Down the
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an action film. Just be a silly comedy where something funny happens. But like, she's in Inglourious Basterds. She's in she stunt doubles Sandra Bullock in The Proposal. She's in Final Destination, Iron Man 3, Thor Ragnarok. Tons of stuff, man.
That's crazy.
So that's mixing some genres there. That is.
Well, do you remember when we had Paul on and he was saying that he knows some stunt people?
Yes, you should drop him a message. We would be keen to get.
Definitely think
someone.
we should bring on a couple of stunt people to get that side of it. I think that would be.
Also, we need to message him again in about a month's time because the film's coming out. We want to try and book in a time to get him to chat to us again. He might never chat to us again, but hopefully he does.
Hopefully he will. But I mean, man, a spoiler with one of the the kind of characters in it would
that's
be.
The plan. We want it soon.
Spoiler.
We want to go watch it opening weekend and have him on the following Wednesday, to chat.
I don't know if he'd have to sign a waiver though, if he's allowed to be involved in a spoiler.
He's allowed to. Yeah, of course he is. Film's out. He's allowed to do what he wants within reason. Man. He still might not be able to tell us certain behind the scenes stuff, but he can just tell us about the film.
That will be.
He can discuss the film with us, just talking about the film in general, not his parts. Just going,
true. And then we can mention spoiler parts, and he can.
It'll be the first time he's seen it as well. I mean, I'm sure he might get an early preview.
No, I think he was talking about he's well excited about the early screening of it, where they'll probably have some champers and all.
Yeah, but he won't know the full film or the plot today.
Yeah.
He'll only know a week before it comes out when he sees it. So
that's what's so exciting, right? He does his scenes, then he's going to sit back in a big movie with Tom Cruise and everyone else, and then watch like on the screen and see how
You
they're
might
all.
not even know half the context of what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And how
You
it's
might
all
think he's
kind
a bad guy, but he could be playing.
of
He could
threaded
be
in.
a government good guy, but is just doing a bad. Who
Yeah,
does?
yeah.
He's
Who
just got
knows?
to do a certain action role, so you
Well,
never
that
know.
reminds me of Family Guy. It's like, some good guys becoming bad or some bad guys becoming good. How's the novel coming on? Because it's true though. That is the arc, right? That is a kind of an arc. It's either a bad guy becoming good or a
Yeah.
good guy becoming bad, and that can be for both sexes.
We at Ragewell support cinema.
There's no better place to watch new and classic movies on the biggest screen possible.
Also, get an unlimited card for free films and tons of discount.
We love movies, and if you do too, why not join us at Ragewell?
Give us a follow on socials for some fun content.
It's now time for the movie.
So,
Well, that's it. I was going to mention a few other things that I thought today we could recommend a few things. We'll only do like another 20 minutes or so. I won't do a long one, but
yeah.
I've actually got tons to chat about, and I think we won't have time
cool.
for hardly
Yeah,
any of it.
I love how random this episode is already, without any of James's kind of taking us down different.
Well, I was going to say a few of the
Avenues.
things that I watched in the last couple of weeks was like, I didn't even want to watch this. I thought it was kind of weird watching it, but I had nothing to watch. And I love a documentary. Like, in an evening, I'd rather watch a documentary than a film half the time.
Yeah, man. It's real. It's you're kind of learning something. It's insightful rather than just kind of.
I mean, I put on a program called Bad Influence, the dark side of kidfluencing.
Yeah, kidfluencing.
Did you watch that?
No, I saw the trailer, man. It looked really, really quite quite alarming.
It's dark. It's not as dark as some stuff. Like, there's no murder and stuff like that, but there is some things that are a bit icky.
Well, the things that go
horrible
on behind the scenes, or yeah.
Well, watch it because it is interesting, and there's 3 episodes, and they're pretty snappy. Like you find out a lot of stuff, and it's they joke it was a real job, even though they're earning millions. They're earning like $500,000 a week.
Well, for just doing the weird dancing things.
Like but the mum was forcing after them a while. The mum kidded them up, like basically manipulated these 12-year-olds, so they were getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, filming pranks and routines and some dodgy stuff.
Right.
And then and they would stop filming like 2 o'clock in the morning. They'd have like an hour or something in the middle of the day where they had to do some schoolwork just to do some stuff. But there's no labor laws for kidfluencing because it's new. If they're on a movie set, I think it's something like 6 hours, and then you have to clock off.
Well,
but
did you hear that there's another thing kind of to do with that, with like child labor in a messed up way, but it's almost digital child labor, right? I don't know what game it was. I mean, there was rumors that it might have been Minecraft or something, but they were saying, that people can create their own levels, right?
Yeah.
So they're giving you free will to complete your own levels, and there are some incredibly skillful kids that are building advanced levels. But what's happening is the server or the powers that be are then taking those levels because they own the rights to everything. Then they're using them as new levels for other users and gamers, but they're not paying the children that created them.
Yeah,
so
because it's just a toy, just a game for them.
Yeah, they're
stealing it.
And the kids might not know any better because maybe they're 5 or 6. They're not like, hey, do I have to speak to my, my bet too, or whatever it is?
Well, I won't mention it yet because I think we should have a good 10-minute chat about it in a few minutes' time. But did you finish watching all of the Black Mirror?
No, man. I didn't get a chance.
Because what you said, it literally links into the final episode. That's exactly what happens.
Wow, okay.
But
this is why I love Charlie Brooker's a fucking genius, man. But we can talk about the first 3 episodes if you want.
Okay. I was just going to say before I do that, I watched another documentary on Netflix, both on Netflix, called Gone Girls. Have you seen that yet?
No, that sounds creepy, man.
It's got nothing to do with the film Gone Girl, but it's Gone Girls, and it's the Long Island serial killer. I recommend that one because it's a story we've seen before. There's been a film about it a few years ago. It's about a woman that goes missing, and her mum really pushing for the police to find her, but because she's a prostitute, the police don't care. Her life is not worth hunting for. and the mum pesters for so long just to get her off her back. They do a search of the area. There's
Yeah.
evidence of this woman, by the way. She's frantically knocking on people's doors, saying someone's trying to kill her. People don't answer the door to her because she thinks she's insane,
Yeah.
and the police don't investigate, and they don't find her. She's a missing person, and they don't investigate. They do one search in the area, and they find a dead body within minutes. And the dead body is not hers.
Whoa.
It's someone else. And then they open the search up, and they end up finding about 8 women along this stretch of road in Long Island.
And they've all been
None
killed
of
in the
them-
same way, or?
None of them are her.
Whoa.
And that was the film. Just like, we didn't find her, but because of that, this mother, they managed to find lots of other missing people and catch a serial killer. Well, they don't catch a serial killer in the film,
They're on the way to.
but the serial killer got caught last year. So they've done a new documentary. So this film I watched only a couple of years ago is outdated because they finally found the girl. She was about 100 yards from the house she knocked on.
Whoa.
It was piss easy to find her, but they didn't bother. It took them, it was like years
Well, this is
after
the problem,
they
man,
found
with
her.
like negligence
Police
of the
are
law
awful.
and stuff like that, and not taking things seriously, and
It took governments and changing of heads of police departments for them to do anything. So there were shit police officers and a shit company that didn't give a crap. The next person that took over was a woman director, and she changed everything. She got everything computerized so they could search things quicker, because this was like 90s, early 2000.
right.
And it was 20 years till she got found, basically, in the whole time. And they computerized and improved things. And then she was there for 10 years, and then she retired, and then the new person took over, and it's them who re-look through cold cases and solved it finally.
That's insane, man. Can you
It's only
imagine
it's on Long Island. It's a
being
tiny
a-
part.
trying to get that kind of closure? That's
Yeah, parents had died in that period of time. They never got their closure. It's disgraceful. But yeah, okay. So
Go do it in 5 minutes. Sorry.
1
2 3 1.
4947. Was that your PIN code?
Of sorts. Yeah.
The safe to get the biscuits out of.
That's why I have all of my kind of secret quotes, my film quotes and stuff like that.
I was going to mention other things like this week. I watched Jerry Maguire, The Net, Kindergarten Cop.
I was watching Jerry Maguire the other day, and we were saying this is a perfect example of when movies were just so fucking good,
Perfect, isn't
so
it?
iconic. The journey, the characters, you're so with them on their ups and their downs, and it's like and great quotable lines. The show me the money,
Yeah.
Oh man,
You had me at hello.
Freak out, but again, like Tom Cruise in like a kind of dramedy in a weird way, because it is a drama, but there's a lot of comedy to it,
and he's playing not a cool guy. He's playing a cool profession, but he's not the cool one in that profession. He's the shit one.
Well, he's like the underdog, but I mean, by God, man, he's still so charismatic and ridiculously handsome.
I always forget because I'm always disappointed when he's with Renée Zellweger, who is awesome, and he's not good enough for her. I'm like, I wish he was a bit better. And it takes Cuba Gooding Jr. to say, "Have you told her yet? Have you been honest?" And he's like, because he did marry her just for the sake of it, didn't he? And then later on, he realizes, no, he does want her.
Yeah,
it takes him to the end of the journey to be a better person.
Yeah, and that's kind of his arc again, like we were saying.
It's a good arc, but during the film, I've watched it tons of times. It's always that bit that annoys me. I'm like, oh, he's so shit.
Yeah, it's like you're just. But he loves the kid as well, though, right? That little kid is so funny when he's like trying to negotiate terms with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character.
You talk a lot. He's like,
he hangs up.
Put me on the phone to Jerry. He goes, okay, bye. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's so good.
I freaking love that film. It's so good.
Film, man.
And The Departed. I watched The Departed, which is miles better than I remember watching before.
So good, man. The dialogue in that.
I would love to do a spoiler on that. That's worth it.
William Monahan is the writer of that, and here's a really interesting story. Off the back of The Departed, Martin Scorsese and DiCaprio have worked with William Monahan on a few other films, which is, I think, Shutter Island was written by him as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Body of Lies was written by William Monahan as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth chatting about that because The Departed.
Oh man, what a movie, right? You know, it's based on the I think it's the Korean movie Infernal Affair.
Infernal Affair.
Yeah, isn't that right?
I've heard of Internal Affair.
Well, yeah, but I feel like Internal Affair seems a bit raunchy, but I'm pretty sure it's infernal. But I don't even know what that means.
No idea. No idea. And the other couple of things before we talk Black Mirror is: have you watched Last One Laughing yet on Prime?
Oh, sorry, man. 10 points to Drew.
Is it Infernal?
Infernal Affair.
Never heard of it in my life, but that is because it's an Asian film.
Two tragic heroes, a secret too heavy to bear. Infernal Affair.
It rhymes, so Drew likes it.
Yeah. No, but that's pretty much, well, it's unfortunately, it's the typical thing of Americans don't like doing subtitles. So, like, I tell you what, let's just rewrite this amazing kind of Korean movie.
And is that Departed? Is that?
Yeah, that's The Departed, bro.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
And it's got similar things. It's got the hand bit that where they put the camera inside. You know, when DiCaprio's got a broken hand. So they've added loads of little nuances and kind of Easter eggs from that original movie. The falling onto the car.
Yeah,
it's all there. We're kind of.
No,
I'm not explaining what it was though. If anyone is listening to this, they don't know what I'm talking about.
The Departed is extraordinary, and basically
We need to do
people ripped off.
Let's do a big ass spoiler of that, man. Please, that is a
Infernal Affairs. All right, yeah. I also want to do one for Silence of the Lambs because we mentioned that on our Terminator review, so I think it's worth delving into that. 100%. Also, for anyone listening, if you have a film that you would like us to discuss on a spoiler review, old or new, send us some suggestions that we can all watch, especially if it's available for like free on streaming, and we can all have a look like an 80s film or a 70s or noughties, whatever.
100%.
And we'll do that, or a deep dive on a specific actor that you're really into, that you want to hear more about, and we'll do some research and bring up some facts and personal information, and we'll do a deep dive.
Deep dive, baby.
Before we talk about, me and Drew both went to see Drew's new favorite film. What's your favorite film, Drew? You need to say words.
The Death of a Unicorn or some shite.
The Death of a Unicorn, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
The Death of My Patience.
And Drew fell asleep for 40 minutes, so his opinion is null and void, you idiot.
Well, no, I watched the first 20 minutes or something, then I fell asleep, then I woke up when all the fun shit was happening.
Yeah, but you missed all the build-up and all the funny Will Poulter stuff, and
I
Richard
love
E. Grant.
He was amazing.
Cool as shit.
The funny thing is, I kind of want to watch it again for the 40 minutes I missed out on.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't pay for my tickets because I'm unlimited. But I am really glad that I don't.
Well, I recommend that Drew. How many whales are you giving that?
2.5.
That's not bad. I was going to go like 3 to 3.5 because it was nothing special. It was just fun. It was just fun.
Actually, 2 whales. I'm going to remove that half.
2.5 quite generous from what you told me.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah, so it's an average film. Good fun.
Yeah.
Right. So Black Mirror, I've watched all 6. Drew has watched the first 3.
I am starting to think that might make a better episode, that when we've all watched it, we could...
Yeah. Well, we've only got sort of 5 minutes to just
why don't we do a teaser of it and be like, guys, we're going to go into this when we've all watched all of them, because that would be a fun episode.
Our next episode, we should definitely do a spoiler and 2 spoilers, a Black Mirror and a like...
because also think how fun that would be, because if the episode is of the 6 episodes of Black Mirror of the final season, not final season, sorry, of the season 7, and we could probably even talk about some of the previous episodes and just talk about how
Well-
amazing Charles Brooker is. Really,
Well,
Charlie.
so you've watched the first three. We'll only go for another 5 or so minutes, but
Yeah.
just a brief overview. Episode 1 is called
Common
Common
People.
People with Rashida Jones and Chris O'Dowd, and the second
Oh,
episode is Bête Noire,
Yeah,
with actors I don't really know, to
but
be
we're
honest.
brilliant. But we're fucking brilliant. The actors in
but-
episode 2 were amazing.
But that's the good thing about Black Mirror. It discovers and it has unique. It's got some big names in there. It's got some small names. It's got TV. It's got Hollywood. It's got a mixture.
Yeah.
And episode 3, Hotel Reverie, with Emma
My God.
Corrin and Issei Rae and Aquafina.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Those 3 episodes could not be further apart from each other if they
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
I think
It reminded
Hotel
me of-
Reverie is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that reminded me a little bit of Inception for some reason. You know, when he's like, wake me up, like they're trapped in limbo, and then all the crazy shit that happens, like,
Well, so the brief overview of Common People, the first one with Chris O'Dowd and Rashida Jones, is that Rashida's ill
Yeah.
and she dies. She's almost dying. She's in a coma forever, and a company says they'll give her a brain chip, basically, that replaces a part of her brain, and they're building cell service so she'll be able to function. She just needs to sleep longer than average. But it's the joke online is that how did Netflix put this out? Because it is taking the piss out of Netflix.
oh wow. Well, I thought it was
because you subscribe to be alive and you're only allowed in a certain area. You can't go far, and then you have to pay extra to go further. And then she starts having ads, and then if you want to get rid of the ads, she has to go premium
Oh
and
my
pay
God,
more.
I didn't even think of that. So it's
Because Netflix is, for me,
Yeah.
Netflix is £19 a month for your average
19.
19 a month. But you can get it for like $5.99, but it's got ads.
Yeah.
So that's what it's doing. And in this, like, Rashida Jones is just living her life, and occasionally, like,
Brilliant. I mean, it's
at school, the kid will
incredible.
talk about cheese, and she'll go, "Eat damn cheese, the
Yeah.
cheese that all the kids love. Get your cheese at this place," and
Get
then
your
she'll go
cheese.
on,
Calcium.
and she doesn't know she's done it, so she's
Yeah, yeah.
unaware that she's started doing these ads. But it's mad.
Yeah.
Also, number 2, I heard today. Number 2, Bête Noire, about that previous bully that's doing well at a company, and her victim starts working there, but her victim is evil and really wants to punish her. Did you know? Well, you wouldn't know unless you read the article. You know the baseball cap that says Bernie's
Yeah.
that the guy is wearing at the beginning, and the joke is at the very end. Near the end, she's going, "Oh yeah, Barney's, the chicken place." And she goes, "It's Bernie's with an E." No, it's Barney's with an A. And they have to go on the internet and Google it, and it's that Mandela effect where you go, "Oh, it's," and she's like, "I swear it was Bernie's, but it is actually Barney's." You know how, like, Bandersnatch, Black
Yeah, that
Mirror
was mind-blowing.
Bandersnatch, and
Yeah,
did
that
that
was
episode where you can pick a result and you can change the trajectory of the program.
Yeah.
So that Bête Noire number 2, Charlie Brooker has deliberately gaslit the audience. I saw the episode where it said, I think it's difficult because you can't remember, can you? Because it's deliberately meant to be confusing. I think I saw Bernie's and I believed her, she was right, but it was Barney's. But some episodes have gone out where the guy's wearing a Barney's hat. So you might have seen Barney's and I might have seen Bernie's. So he's
How the hell
deliberately,
is that possible?
it's just on random.
How can they broadcast 2 different? That's mental.
Well, it's the same as, like, the Bandersnatch one where you can choose different results of different things.
That was mental when they did that.
So
I thought it was beta. I thought it was beta because the idea of, like, that digital thing where it's the beta thing, but the idea of the inner workings of something. You say something and beta is connected to.
I don't know what you're saying.
Technology. I thought that's why it was saying beta. I thought it was Bête Noire because beta is connected to, like, digitalized things and coding.
Oh, no. It
that's-
literally means something else. It literally means...
when she presses the thing,
yeah.
It was so darkly comic when she goes, "Oh, this little button does everything." She goes, No. All the stuff downstairs that you walked through, all that crazy sci-fi shit in my house, That's what transforms the whole universe.
Bête noire means a person or thing that one particularly dislikes.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what it
That
means.
episode is an absolute head fuck.
It is, yeah. It
It
goes
is
a
a head fuck and a
bit
half.
mad at the very, very end, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
but
very good.
But really cool. Like I never saw it was going to go that way. But I kind of liked where it did end up, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's mad. That kind of reminds me of more old school Black Mirror stuff.
But also in some messed up way, I'm glad that thing happened to her. As messed up as it was, I was like, just shoot her in the head. You know, when there's that part of you,
Yeah,
because it's like she's proper. What's the word? Where you know, like they're go on, like you know, like really
yeah,
kind of
baiting them.
yeah, baiting her, and then she's like, "I'm going to get you."
But I must admit, of the three,
It was like, dodge this. Bless you.
yeah. But yeah, episode 3, Hotel Reverie with
That is
Emma
a
Corrin.
masterpiece.
Wow, that was exceptional.
That was just and it's so funny because you text me and said I'm only halfway through this, but you said it's mind blowing. It's like this is like easily one of the best ones.
Yeah.
And I knew spookily that was exactly the episode that you were talking about.
I just thought it was incredible. I just think the black and white, the freeze frame around the people, that's the best freeze frame I've ever seen.
God. Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of, it was a cross between Inception and Westworld, because the idea of like they're inhabiting a space that they think is one thing, but they can learn other things. You're like, oh, wait, don't give them too much information. It is that kind of. Have you seen the TV Westworld?
I've not. But I like the Inception things make sense because like they've lived there for weeks or months or something like that and fallen in love and it's only been 10 minutes in the real life.
Yeah.
And
that bit's
she
so
dies
cool,
in there,
though.
she dies for real type thing.
Yeah, that bit was so cool though. When I kind of loved the fact that she's such an avid fan of is it Dorothy? I can't remember her name.
Dorothy,
Dorothy, yeah. And Emma Corrin's fucking amazing. Like I was saying to Sarah that she seems so iconic. She's proper like an iconic movie star.
Well, she is built for period dramas, really.
Yeah.
Because she played Princess Diana in The Crown.
Yeah.
So, and she's kind of got that sort of way about her.
Yeah.
And obviously she was in Nosferatu as well, in that old school way.
Yeah.
But then again, Deadpool Wolverine, she played Cassandra.
Who was a nutcase.
She did the same effect. You know, Cassandra in Deadpool, when she puts the fingers in her eyeballs and through her skull, that's what she does in Black Mirror as well. She's putting her fingers through their wall into the new.
Yeah.
I was like, that's interesting.
That was so clever how she learned about her, the person behind the character she was playing, the AI learned about the more kind of human part of her. Do you know what I mean? And she had flashback.
I thought it was great because that episode was so many different themes because it was a bit of a calamity at the beginning. Oh God, the dog's drunk the poison rather than the person in the film that's meant to.
Yeah.
Something else happened, and then it becomes a love story. Then it becomes a tragedy. Then it becomes, uplifting. And I thought they were just going to be in that frozen time and space for ages.
Yeah.
But then it cuts back to the real life and all the mad stuff going on there, and then it culminates. And so it's not boring. There's not
one. Oh yeah, it's multi-layered.
Things going on.
Almost like Inception, but it was when they fall in love after getting up to stuff on the film set is such a beautiful moment where she says, "Oh, don't worry, we're just going to reset, so the movie's going to start all over again," and she won't remember anything. And she's like, "Wait, what?" She won't remember that we had this moment in time, and it's the fact that the actress almost fell in love with the other actor because she was a big fan of her work, and that time they had in limbo, hence the Inception-esque part, is so powerful.
It's pretty devastating, actually, isn't it? Yeah. But it was so intriguing, and we'll end because we've got a guest in a few minutes. But the next 3 you're going to love as well. So the next one's called Plaything. I'm not going to tell you anything, but that one is, how would I describe that one? Intense.
Yeah,
It's a complete opposite to the Emma Corrin episode.
I bet.
Eulogy is the opposite again. That goes more subdued,
Yeah,
but really clever.
yeah.
And the final one is
It's
the
safe.
sequel, the space one.
Yeah,
And it's really mad because Jesse Plemons is in it again, and
yeah.
we
And
know from
Marissa,
back
though, it's
then
got
he was a bit bigger in the face, and now he's lost loads of weight
that's
as
right,
well,
yeah,
and he looks different.
yeah. Has it got Christina Marissa or something? The one from the Penguin,
Kristen Milotti,
Christine Milotti. Yeah,
yeah, she is amazing in this one, and
I mean, she's amazing in everything, dude.
this is a full the last episode is a full feature film. It's a full
What?
hour and a half episode. It's a
Oh
full
wow,
feature
it's like a
film.
90-minute job.
It's
Sweet.
phenomenal. And we just bought a new TV.
Is it mic drop? I bet it's mic drop. Charlie Brooker just gone.
It's insane. And apparently there's little Easter eggs throughout all the episodes that connect them that you may or may not notice. But
What?
did you notice? I noticed it, so I picked up on one in the first episode when she's doing the adverts. You know, in Common People, she's doing the
Yeah,
adverts.
yeah.
It's like, oh, from Ditta. Second episode, she
it's-
works
it's
for Ditta.
Ditta, yeah.
Yeah.
That's genius.
And in episode 3, Emma Corrin, what is it she did? She did something that connected it, but they've all got the headpieces that connect the episodes as well.
Yeah,
But there's something else that Emma Corrin did that made me realize.
That's amazing return on investment. You know, when you get to return to a TV series and watch it again, like.
Yeah, but you'll see other things like the next one you watch, Plaything. That's Bandersnatch, basically. It's a sequel to Bandersnatch.
It's Will Porter. I saw in the trailer. I was like, Will Porter's character's back. Like,
Yeah.
explain
yeah.
how because he jumped off the balcony and died because he thought he was invincible.
I'm saying nothing.
Nothing. Okay,
It's
cool.
probably not what you expect, but it's still very cool.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the fight. We just bought a new TV, so
Congratulations.
I just saved up for a bit. Got a 55-inch OLED. Do you know much about OLEDs and what that means? Like your normal TV are like.
Well, is it circular? Slightly.
No. It's just a normal flat screen,
Right.
but it's. An OLED basically is extreme darks, blacks and whites.
Okay.
So when you go to buy a new TV and you ask the experts, what should you buy? Like, do you play computer games? Get QLED because it's faster. I'm like, no, I watch films mainly.
Nice.
It's like OLED is the best TV you can get. It's the dark. It's like cinema quality. So
Okay.
the first thing we watched was Black Mirror on the TV.
Nice.
Fuck
the darkest
me.
darks, the lightest lights. Nice.
Yeah, it is the quality. I was just like, oh my god, this episode, and I was like, oh, it's the TV.
Did you have surround sound as well, just to blow your?
I've got soundbar and stuff like that, so it's like, yeah, it's nuts. Totally worth it. Anyway, we gotta leave this one. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, dude, I think you ended it beautifully. This is guys. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful mad journey. This is a mad episode. I don't even know what you're going to call this one.
Recommendations and Black Mirrors.
Recommendations in the mirror.
So there you go, Gareth. You got another ramble episode. Hope you enjoyed.
I just want to say as well, I really enjoyed yours and Gareth's episode, man. That was a lot of fun and madness.
Thank you. The Novocaine spoiler.
Yeah, the Novocaine spoiler. That was hilarious.
Did like 20 minutes of Novocaine, 20 minutes of Download Festival and random shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You do go off when you said, we might go a bit off the cliff. And you're like, Novocaine. And no. Yeah. It was good fun. It was really nice seeing you guys hang out. And yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll get him on more often, but he's not available evenings because he does, he drives for a living. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. Don't crash, Gareth.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.
Oh, wait. Before you go and enjoy the rest of your day, we would really appreciate if you had a spare 5 seconds, a follow and a 5-star rating. Also, don't forget to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok, where we have updates, movie-related content, and funny clips from the show. Please tell all your friends. Thanks for hanging out with us till the very end. Have a great rest of your day.